They promised her a future, but left her chasing a paycheck that never existed. And now she wants answers. Cedar Heights was the kind of place where secrets looked prettier in daylight, and inside a dull beige office suite tucked between a donut shop and a dry cleaner, Sarah Delaney had just finished her third week selling home security systems over the phone, without seeing a single dollar in return. She had shown up early, stayed late, talked to everyone like their safety depended on her voice. The hiring manager, Chuck, had called it salary versus commission. Sounded fancy, sounded secure. Whichever's higher, he'd said, smiling behind a coffee-stained desk. What Sarah didn't know was higher meant invisible. 3 weeks in, and her bank account was drier than the dusty ficus plant by her desk. "Hey, Chuck, just wondering about the paycheck schedule again?" she said gently, leaning into his office doorframe. He didn't even look up. "Should be processing, probably next week." She'd heard that line last week, too, and the week before. Later that day, Sarah overheard 2 coworkers, Miles and Becca, whispering in the break room. "She still thinks she's on salary?" Becca snorted. Miles laughed, eyes darting. "Nobody told her? Damn!" Sarah felt the blood drain from her face. A door wasn't even closed. She waited until closing time, when the office emptied out and fluorescent lights buzzed like a lie you could almost believe. Chuck was locking his drawer when Sarah stepped in. "I need a real answer. I've worked here almost a month. Where's my money?" He sighed, slowly. "Look, you didn't hit commission, so technically the salary part doesn't kick in either. It's complicated." "That's not what you told me." He looked up, eyes narrowing. "Things change." Did the truth change too? Her voice shook now, not from fear but fury. Chuck stood, suddenly defensive. "You're new. Maybe this just isn't the right fit." Those words hit her harder than she expected, like she was being erased in real time. Outside, the parking lot was empty, cold wind brushing against her neck like a warning. She opened her phone, heart pounding. One recording app, one button. If they wanted silence, they picked the wrong girl. It wasn't the firing that shattered her. It was how they made it look like she deserved it. The next morning, Sarah walked in determined, not defeated. She'd practiced her words all night, turned them over like stones in her mind. But before she could speak, Chuck was waiting in the lobby, arms folded, eyes colder than usual. "We need to talk, in my office." 10 minutes later, Sarah stood accused of excessive personal calls, of disrupting the team, and of creating a hostile environment. None of it was true, but in that room, truth didn't matter, only power did. "You're terminated, effective immediately," Chuck declared, pushing a white envelope across the desk. She didn't take it. "I didn't do any of that, and you know it." He leaned back, sighing. "Sometimes it's not about what you did, it's about what people feel, and people don't feel safe around you." Sarah blinked. "Because I asked to be paid?" He smiled. "Let it go, Sarah. Trust me." But she couldn't. She wouldn't. Outside, she called her mom, voice cracking. "They fired me, said I made people uncomfortable." Her mother didn't hesitate. "Do you want me to come down there?" "No," she whispered, "but I need a favor. I got a check from them, just $80. Can you cash it?" An hour later, her mom stood in front of a glass counter at the currency exchange. The clerk frowned. "We can't honor this. It wasn't authorized. Looks flagged." Sarah's heart sank. They were cutting her off completely, even from what they owed her. That night, she sat on the couch holding the envelope Chuck gave her. She hadn't opened it, didn't need to. It wasn't money, it was a warning. Her phone buzzed. An email from the company's legal team. Subject line, cease and desist. They accused her of recording private conversations, of breaching employee conduct. They demanded she stay quiet or face consequences. She laughed, a dry, tired laugh. It was all fallen apart so fast. And yet, something inside her was finally clear. If they were this afraid of her voice, it meant one thing. She wasn't wrong. She folded the letter, slipped it back into the envelope, and walked to the kitchen. Taped it to her refrigerator like a trophy. You don't send threats to someone you didn't cheat. And tomorrow they'd find out exactly what she planned to do.